In what is described as a radical dedication to uselessness, one man, Ryan Beitz, has 500 copies, VHS copies, of the movie Speed, starring Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock. It's a roller coaster ride, high-octane adventure. That he's collecting, and his goal is to own every VHS copy of Speed in the world. Why? Nobody knows, not even him.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's a dumbass, but I applaud his goals. And dreams.
He's just a messed up hoarder. He doesn't understand the whole process.
Let's get to the beginning of all this. Ryan,
you really want to try to understand this guy?
I really want to try, because I don't want to just call someone an idiot, and I just want to understand. I want to know. Okay, so Ryan, one year he was super broke, and he needed to get Christmas gifts for his family. So he saw 6 copies of Speed in a pawn shop, and he thought, wouldn't that be funny if I got this for every single member of my family? And they all opened their gifts, or, oh, very funny, Ryan, this is great. You're so funny. But then he dedicated himself after that to finding more copies and more and more. Now he fills up, he calls it a bus, I call it a van, full of these copies. It's a van. He said it is a bus, it's a van.
I mean, he's got a theme going, you gotta let him work with that. I like buses, I like Speed.
So Vice interviewed him, and they asked him questions like, how many copies do you have right now? And he said, I don't know, like 550 or something. I haven't counted in a while, cause who really cares? See, this is
so
where...
he doesn't even care about his own...
This is really confusing. Like, why are you doing this?
He's not doing it for a world record. He's not doing it for fame or fortune.
So sometimes you just gotta have some speed.
He recognizes that he'll never be able to get every copy because that's impossible and stupid.
This whole thing seems really impossible and stupid, and I'm trying so hard to understand the conceit behind it, but I think it just might be being ridiculous for the sake of being ridiculous. He's also said that, you know, of course, it's going to be hard for him to track everything down. He doesn't want to spend more money.
He doesn't want to spend any money.
Yeah, well, actually, he said if a copy's more than $4, he'll just steal it, which this is where he loses me. I mean, really loses me, not just, you know, like, what are you doing, loses me. But it's so weird that he's devoted himself to this goal that he doesn't really seem to care about or understand, and also he's stealing to do it, and he has no insurance for his van, which he's calling a bus, and maybe he has to keep it above 50 miles per hour. I don't know his life.
Well, he shouldn't because he doesn't have car insurance.
That's true.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I mean, maybe it's some bizarre, like, Joaquin Phoenix, Casey Affleck performance piece, and, you know, 6 months from now he'll come out and be like, hey, psych! Or maybe he's building a Speed music. I don't know.
I mean, Vice recognized him. They interviewed him. We read it and did a story about it.
The one line he says that I think is somewhat validating is he says, okay, Vice is like, okay, this is useless. And he says, oh yeah, it is. I don't give a shit whether what I do is practical or not. I just don't want to perpetuate society's shitty capitalism forever. So is this like an extreme rejection of capitalism? I'm trying so hard, Tim.
and you know what? He's trying really hard too. His website quotes Freud, and the goal of the unconscious is to repeat. You repeat over and over and over again, and his desire to have all of these copies of Speed and then every copy of Speed. Like, I guess there's some force within him that just wants to do this. I'm wondering, though, if he's collecting all these copies and then he'll destroy all the other copies to value his copies, to, like a la Goldfinger style, and then he has all the Speed VHSs.
That's
devious.
Think about it.
I thought you were going to go to the George Lucas route of destroying all the copies of Howard the Duck because it's terrible, which seems more novel to me, at least. Even though it's
at least that has the added goal of removing all the copies of Howard the Duck from the earth.
Removing bad things from the world. See, that's altruistic, right? Is there anything that you collect that you don't really know why you collect it?
I mean, I collect like old camera and film equipment that doesn't work, but that's more for just show, I guess.
I mean, why do we do these things? I guess
I recognize that I have an unhealthy desire to collect video games that I know I'm never going to play.
Yes, Steam library.
Yes,
sure.
is just enormous, and there's no end in sight.
Well, when I was a child, I collected Pokemon cards. I collected Beanie Babies. I don't know why I did that, but I don't do it now as an adult, so maybe it was just the childish dream that I could catch them all, haha, but not really so much because I've grown out of it. Do you collect anything, audience, that you don't really understand why you do it? Or do you compulsively do something that you also don't understand why you do it? Let us know what you think below and help us try to make some sense out of this.